What's good with it in the hood with it? Welcome back to the Collective Clips where you already know we get it in. Tas, tas, tas. But before we get it in, let's get this intro in. Welcome back, and if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, make sure you go ahead and do that. Put your notification bell on all, ding, so that way you're directing the direction of the dope content that the gun stays kicking, and I appreciate all the support. I'm very humbled by it. Fuck Kane. We'll just start off like that, straight to it, right? I told you so. I knew it, right? When I spotted that guy, old famous TikToker Punches Pilot Kane, sparkly fella, right? The little guy. When I seen that little pizza chit, in the words of John Bravo, over there on TikTok fraternizing with little girls, I knew at that moment right there, that dude right there is up to no good. That is a no good character. I don't understand the phenomenon on these fucking weirdos with weird haircuts getting all the people supporting them, right? But now, how do the people feel? You know, that individual right there, and let's keep cool heads and prevail, right? It is just accusations, but man, if the shoe fits, that Vato probably can't fit it. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, this guy Kane is a monster. He's a monster of very small proportions, but he's still a monster, right? Predator activities. Sitting there on TikTok, wearing high heels, being all sparkly and weirdo-ish, right? And fraternizing with little girls over the internet led me to believe this guy isn't everything that he's cracked up to be. Now, he catches his little assault and his little charges with guns or whatever, and everyone's like, ooh, wow, free Kane, he's back, this, and that. He's got the little 13 on his face, and he claims, man, that he's part of something that I guarantee he is not, right? And then at the same time, meanwhile, in the meantime, in between time, this guy gets caught with a whole lot of bad stuff. Well, it came out yesterday. He is now being charged with 3 to 4 counts of possession of, we can't say it right here on YouTube, but it has to do with minors in compromising positions with intent to distribute. No, he didn't get caught up for a possession of dope out there trying to slang it on the block. That ain't cool either. He didn't get caught like that. He wasn't out there in the game like that. His little short ass was working that computer and working these young minors out of whatever he was up to, and he got cold busted. So where you at now? Where's all the free Canaanites? Where's all the supporters? Where's the guys that are just infatuated with the Punches Pilot haircut and the caterpillar eyebrows and the long eyelashes? Because I'm going to tell you right now, man, just like that skunka from yesterday that left her kids in the car, this guy ain't no better. In fact, this guy is worse. What he would have tried to do to those children in the car is crazy. But he's being accused of it. Now, this ain't the first time that his name is shed a bad light, or a bad light has been shed on his name. This ain't the first time that people have accused Kane of being an unsavory individual. Not a very tall individual, but an unsavory short individual. Not that size matters. But in this case, age does, right? This is an older gentleman. He might play the part and look young and act stupid and try to act all tough in front of people, get his chain snatched and all that weird shit. None of that means nothing to me. That's part of life. That's the facts of life. Who remembers that show? Old school. But that's the facts of life. Fact of life is, hey, your growth was stunted. You are who you are. You want to play Mr. Tough Guy. You go out into the community in public and voila! See, a disappearing act. Your chain was there. Now it isn't. People are going to do that because they feel that this guy thinks his shit don't stink and he's a cool guy. All because he got a whole bunch of supporters and followers on TikTok. Tiki-taki, no licky-licky. Let me tell you something about Kane. One day, late night, I ain't got nothing better to do. I'm eating popcorn and watching The Walking Dead, right? And I decided to go on to Tiki-taki just to see what is going on over there in that world. Not my world. I do have one, but I'm not over there consistently. But I decided to go. And, you know, I'm going through the little feed and I stumble across a guy named Lalo. Okay, big fat head, mugre looking motherfucker. Dark as sin. Just mugre. When I say mugre, he looks like a fat chick, back of a fat chick's neck, right? And I see this dude, and I know his story. I've heard his story. He came from poverty. He came from nothing. He was homeless at some point, and he blew up on Tiki Taki, and now he has some fucking chicks on there with them, and they're all happy to be in his presence, and it's just on the phone. And I'm like, okay, I can't be mad. I can't hate. This dude is doing his thing. Okay, then all of a sudden I start scrolling up because he starts mentioning a guy named D. Kane. I don't know to what degree of D. Kane he's talking about, right? So as I'm scrolling, there pops a mushroom, literally. And I thought I was shrooming. I seen a fucking mushroom. And I was like, damn, look at this Vato looking like Toadstool from Mario Brothers. And I see him. And he has a very, very, what seemed to me a very young girl on the live, right? I immediately scroll past it because that is not me, right? And so as I'm scrolling, I start seeing other things of this guy. You stop for a second and then all of a sudden their shit pops up. That's the way the world works, right? So there he is, and he's acting all gangster. And then I go down the rabbit hole, the pink rabbit hole, right? Because that's him. Well, he's going to get his pink rabbit hole rabbited, but they're going to hop to the hibbited. Don't stop to right. It's going to be him in there getting pounded in Texas and Junior over there in LA getting pounded in Los. Woo! There's going to be a lot of shenanigans going on. I hope they're prepared. I think Junior is. I don't know about D. Kane. But anyways, I digress, right? And for those of you that don't know who Junior is, he's that one guy that got caught throwing rocks. His boyfriend was highly upset when he got locked up. Now, fast forwarding to D. Kane, I'm seeing all these little different things. I see him in the mall. He gets his chain snatched. He's running like a little Oompa Loompa. Give me my chain back. Give me my chain back. Then I skip to another one, and he's a hardcore gangster. He's not a motherfucker with another dude rubbing on his stomach. And I'm just seeing things that I'm baffled. It makes me believe I'm in a matrix and that the world is actually backwards. Because he's got hundreds of thousands of views and people are in there like, yeah, D. Kane. And he's talking about being sparkly and wearing high heels and doing this and that. And he's confuzzled. And I don't know about you, but I ain't never tried to confuzzle with any one of my cellies or be a confuzzling type of fella, right? But I'm a confused fella at this time. He's confuzzled and I'm confused that he's even using the word confuzzled. Anyways, I'm like, man, who is this cat? So I skip backwards and he's back on the live with another very young girl. And in the midst of the conversation, he asked the girl how old she was, and she said 13. Now, I have a 13-year-old. I'm a father. Okay, I have 4 children. And so I'm like, first of all, what? I'm yelling through the phone, get your little ass off the phone. With all that motherfucking makeup on your face. Get up off the phone. You ain't supposed to be on that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking, where the parents at? You know what I'm saying? Faintly, I could hear Los Bookies playing in the background. So they're getting their Los Bookie on in the living room. I ain't mad at them. Shit, there's been plenty of times a tall can and Los Bookies comes on and motherfuckers get to show, right, wiggling. But the parents are not in the mix. They don't know what their young child is doing, unfortunately, right? And she's in the room with one of the PDF predators of all time, which I didn't know at that time. And so D. Kane starts talking about his age. And he's way too old to be misguiding or misinforming this 13-year-old. So I'm tripping like, oh man, what do I do? What do I do? Well, I'm not going to report shit. That ain't my style, right? I'm just yelling at the phone like, get your motherfucking, first of all, why are your nails painted? That's first and foremost. Second of all, you punch his pilot, get the fuck up, right? So I'm upset. I scroll past it. All this shit starts popping up about D. Kane. He's getting locked up. He claims to be this hardcore gang member in Texas, and he's this and he's that. And I'm like, this dude is a sucker fish. So I do my first video. I do a couple other videos. It is what it is. I'm a content creator. It was content. Well, yesterday, everything that I thought and everything that I knew came to fruition. This man is now being accused and charged with 3 to 4 counts of child pornography. We'll just say that. Okay? With intent to distribute. What the fuck part of the game is that? What in the OnlyFans is going on there? Okay? This guy right here is the type of individual that preys upon the youth. You give him a platform, and instead of giving advice, giving some game, telling a story, his whole thing is to try to lure young ladies and boys. I'm sure he looks that type, right? And it could just be an accusation, but fuck, since they're accusing of a bunch of different accusations, let the gun throw one in there, right? I'm just saying he looks that type. Not saying he necessarily is into that, but he might be. We'll leave it at that. but he's charged. So where's all the homies at now? Last night, as soon as I seen it, man, shout out to Rascal Homie Hangout. He put it out there. Then I see No Jumper put it out there. Everyone's gonna put it out there. He's a famous tiki talker, right? But I seen Rascal throw it out there first, and shout out to him for that. Like I said, and he came on the live. I was live, and he sent me something. You know, he sent me the actual paperwork. That's the actual filing of the case and the charges. So it's real. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Then No Jumper jumped on it and did what they did. You know what I'm saying? Adam's probably like, damn, I wasn't able to get him on and bust him, right? But it is what it is. So I go on to TikTok just to do a little proper investigation and vet before I do this video this morning, right? And notice it's on the smaller channel because it only should get smaller. I don't like shedding light on this shit, but it's the truth. And we need to keep our children away and alert our children and make them aware of these type of individuals. Just because they paint their fingernails and they wear sparkly clothing and they got the funny Edgar haircut and they got caterpillar eyebrows and they got the ethnicity fucking mustache doesn't mean that they have good intentions. In fact, quite the opposite. Quite the opposite, right? These are the type of guys that are praying and hoping that they can manipulate these young women into believing that they are older than they truly are. It's just an unfortunate situation. What do we call them? Groomers. Other than Fat Joe, you know all about that. You were waiting till she fucking went from 16 to 18. Not only that, there was another song, and I don't want to put this rapper on blast, but there was another song where I'll just say it's a West Coast rapper, man. Maybe I might do a video on it. Ask me, hit it #1 in the chat, and I just might do a video on it and expose who this rapper was because it's right in front of our face and been there West Coast style for the longest time, but no one ever keyed in on it. When Fat Joe said what he did, I did. Back to Kane, the other PDFer. Now, I go on to TikTok last time, I'm looking, right? And I see that this Vato, no one's talking about it. His homeboy Lalo's live with another little minor, it looks like, right? Or a young chick. Ain't no one saying nothing. They're trying to sweep this one up under the rug. The fact is, this is what's going on. This is what's presented to our children. You need to stay aware and take care of your kids and look at everything that they're watching because these type of guys, they're screen recording everything. That's the get down now. You know, this young girl might think that she's just having an innocent conversation with, she's a supporter or a fan of this guy or whatever. And meanwhile, he's recording shit and zooming in and all kinds of weird shit. Anyways, I don't know the exact extent of what's going to happen with D. Kane, but these are some rather unsavory charges. He did get arrested. He did bail out for 50 thou wow immediately. Of course, he ain't trying to stay there more than 2-3 days. Now, people are like, oh, at least he has the 50,000. Let me explain to you how it works. He didn't bail out with 50 racks. His bail was 50 racks. He put up 5,000. That's 10%, some collateral, and he's out. You know, I seen one homeboy, man, he used to front all the time. Oh, fool, I just got out on a $200,000 bail, fool, I'm balling out. I said, fool, that was, or he was like $20,000 bail. I said, fool, that ain't number two racks. If you don't stop it. Another homeboy, damn, my bill, he's stressing in the county. My bill's fucking $500. What am I going to do? Give the dude a hug, and get out? Right? Look, D. Kane gets out, though, and he ain't going to speak on it. I guarantee this dude is not going to be out there saying, oh, this is what happened. No. Obviously, they confiscated his computers. They confiscated whatever he had going on. And someone reported him. Probably Lalo. I'm just being real. Someone close to him had to alert the authorities. Or maybe he just got all maniacal one night and just got deep to the dark web, right? And it alerted something. And they were like, we already knew it. This little fucking weirdo is into some bad shit. Cool part is he's a whole grown man. I mean, in spirit, not in size, right? And now he's going to be a tore apart man if he gets locked up on those charges. He will have to go to court. He's got his other case still going on. Damn, this dude him and Lefty Gunplay are neck for neck for catching cases. But Lefty's not involved in the weird shit like this guy is. Yeah, Lefty did put something in his own butt, so you can't be mad at him for that because he was playing with his nose and he went from his nose to his butt. He did it like Puppet from American Me. He bit it and licked his fingers. That's on him. You know what I'm saying? What this dude D. Kane is accused of, quite on the contrary, is wild. And that's just what it is, man. So anyways, man, I wanted to throw out this quick video, let everyone know what it is. I do have supers for you today. This is just a quick one to let you guys know this dude did get accused of that shit. And he's bailed out immediately. He's good. He can run around. You know, God forbid they gave Cain Velasquez bail when he fucking just shot at a weirdo. He didn't get fucking bail. It took a whole year for him to even be acknowledged, right? Then he got out, they locked their ass right back up. Now he's in the penitentiary. But motherfucker D. Kane, immediately he's out and right back on Tiki Taki, talking about, I'm feeling rather sparkly tonight. No, the kids that you're trying to fucking groom are. You weirdo. So stop it. Anyways, with that being said, let's see how it all works out for him. Again, these are just accusations. This is not concrete. This is not, he did this. But come on now, just look at him. You know, and I know you see some weird, just because a person dresses or looks or has a funny haircut doesn't mean necessarily they're guilty. But I myself have came across his channel, and man, he's had some youngsters on there that have it that said, he's like, how old are you? He doesn't do it because he's trying to check IDs and shit. He's just like, how old are you? Chick's like, I'm 15. He's like, oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. I see you. Right? I'm like, what? Yeah, motherfucker, we see you. And so does the district attorney. And I hope that your celly sees you too from a different angle. I'm just saying, though, I don't wish violence upon nobody. But this one right here, I guess the ramifications will be real. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive for what I truly believe in. That's the betterment of all people. I dropped a banger today on a Vegas update on the Vegas shooter, Manny, on Gunners Collective TV. If you're not tapped into that channel yet, go over there, support, like, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff, man. Hey, and I implore to you guys, the parents that are out there, the uncles, the aunts, the whoever, if there's a child in your life, man, in your family's life, stay aware. Watch what they're doing, because you got fucking D. Kane. He bailed out. And that's all I got to say about that. The gun. Bang, bang.